Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
Not only do these guys give you the best jazz coverage in the market, they've got you covered with the Mammoth, the Cougars, the Utes, and the Aggies. This is Jay Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Such a good song, dude. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. It's time for Live at 5, brought to you by our friends at Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary, 1-855-TRAJAN-1, or visit their website at trajanwealth.com. Speaking of Mr. Holland's Opus, I was in band, and we got extra credit for going to see that movie.
Oh, it's lazy.
How's that lazy?
Lazy credit to go see a movie?
Yeah. You just
Why
got
would
a
be
little...
extra credit?
Would you say 7th grade?
Yeah, it was like 7th, 8th grade, something
Yeah,
like
let
that.
him be lazy.
Yeah, I'm pro lazy. That's a weird way to give extra credit.
Like that?
Go see a movie?
Well, it was a band teacher giving extra credit for going to see a movie about a band teacher.
Okay.
If anything, it was narcissistic, not
Yeah,
lazy.
okay. That's fair.
If there are any teachers listening, do you think we could incentivize extra credit for listening to the show?
Sure. For your gym class. If you're a gym teacher and you want to give your kids extra credit, have them listen to Jake and Ben.
Okay, that's fine. But that's a legit
You're
good...
going to learn a lot.
That's a legit good movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Like, good message all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Don't have a deaf son. Isn't that the message of that movie?
No.
No. I thought that was the issue with the movie.
No, it's...
He hates his son because his son is hard of hearing.
I don't think that's the
Yes,
point
it
of the
is.
movie.
That's what I remember.
I don't think you're remembering it
Missing the
correctly
point.
at all.
Okay. That's what I took from it. Cole is the son's name in it.
It is. Named after, what, John Lennon something or other.
Is it? Okay.
No, it's Coltrane, John Coltrane,
John Coltrane.
not John Lennon. But
Okay.
anyway, way to ruin that. I thought that you liked Mr. Holland's Opus.
I do. I don't like, what's his name?
Dreyfus?
Dreyfus.
Why not?
That guy stinks. I love Jaws. There are some Dreyfus movies I like.
What
but
about
I'm not a
Bob is
Dreyfus guy.
amazing.
Yeah, and he's the worst part of it. Now I get it. He's
the
designed
best
to be the
part of
worst
it.
part of it. He's neurotic, but yeah, out on Dreyfus.
I don't understand why. What's the matter with Richard Dreyfuss?
He's obnoxious.
Is he?
Yeah.
If anything, I'm like neutral on Richard Dreyfuss.
Okay. I love Jaws. Again, I love Jaws, but that's about it.
But anywho, there you go. That's a great song. Live at 5. The latest story up at KSLSports.com, just as I got rid of it, I believe is talking about, BYU's Miller Park delivers one of the college baseball's best views. No doubt that's true. The biggest story of the day, Ben, though, the return of the NBA playoffs. We have two Game 6s tonight. We could either have 2 Game 7s, or, man, it'd be a big disappointment if neither one of these went to Game 7, wouldn't it?
The Cavs-Pistons game did just start. I think it's on Prime, so
It
we
is.
don't think
Both
we have
games
access
are on.
to it here.
Both games are on Prime today.
I guess more on the line here for Donovan, if we're going to take a local angle of it, over Rudy Gobert. Donovan's the best player on his team, and Rudy Gobert certainly is not.
Well, Rudolph has been to the conference finals, too. Donovan hasn't.
And yeah, back-to-back years, been in the conference finals, and has had a already, not career-defining moment, but I honestly think Rudy's performance against Jokic in the first round will color a little bit the rest of his career. Maybe not his legacy overall. That will be defined by whether or not people think he deserved to have 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. But for the next couple of years, as we get into the twilight, which we're kind of already in with Rudy Gobert, I do think the opinion on him is beginning to change. It's softening. I think people are no longer trying to clown him at every stop. That doesn't mean I expect it to stop, but I think his performance in the playoffs so far has allowed people to kind of accept his value a little bit more.
Do you think? I don't think
freely.
anybody will ever change their opinion on Rudy. I think unless he plays for your team. Who did we have on from Minnesota? Was that last week?
Ben Beacon.
Ben Beacon, who came on and described exactly how Rudy is valuable to a basketball team. And he said all the things that people around here were always saying when Rudy was here.
Correct.
I don't think people understand his value until they
Watch him every night.
watch him every single
Pretty
night.
nuanced.
Super nuanced. So I don't know about that, Ben. I don't think people are coming around on Rudolph unless he plays. The people in Minnesota are.
Sure.
And good for Rudy because it looked like for a minute he could be a scapegoat for the T-Wolves.
Yeah.
And he did not turn into that. So good for him. But I don't know if Shaq all of a sudden is
Gonna respect him, sure, no.
reassessing his opinion on Rudy Gobert.
I tell you what, though, it's an interesting word, scapegoat. Regardless of what happens in this Cavaliers, well, not regardless of what Donovan Mitchell does in this series, if they lose, I do think people are going to start questioning what his role is.
Well, I think if they lose, they're going to trade him.
Very possible.
I mean, we've already seen those reports leak out. I think that is going to happen.
Boy, you could legitimately, and it probably can't work because Cleveland is so strapped with their financial problems, you can't even aggregate salaries anymore. But that would be kind of an ideal Giannis for Donovan trade would be really interesting. They just can't do it because they can't take more money back than they send out. So that would be the real problem.
They could find another partner or something.
If you
to
could
make
find
that
a way
work.
to get other money out. Yes, you'd have to
You
get
can
rid of
always
like
find a
Jared
way.
Allen, and to get under the salary cap and then trade Donovan for Giannis. I could see something of that sort make some sense. And that would actually be really interesting because you would be a weird old team, but I actually think James Harden, Giannis, Evan Mobley,
LeBron.
maybe LeBron comes back to Cleveland, honestly, has a better chance to win a title than James Harden, Donovan Mitchell led roster.
Well, yeah, Giannis is better than Donovan.
Yeah. So
On both sides of the floor.
that would actually be really interesting. There are not a lot of teams where I would honestly chase Giannis, but a team like Cleveland that sees their championship window closing, you could at least prop it open a little bit with a Giannis trade, even if he's, as unavailable as he is regularly and oft hurt. That's actually maybe one of the more interesting
No,
things.
I think Donovan and Cleveland are in a proof of concept. I mean, we are been running a promo with us talking about it. In this year's East, you got to win. You got to win, or they're going to reassess. Because if you don't win this year, well, maybe the Eastern Conference could get worse than it was this year. Maybe, but I wouldn't bet on it.
I would hate to know how.
I mean, I would guess that some other teams are going to be better going forward. Like maybe Boston comes back, Indiana comes back. I mean, if you cannot get through the Eastern Conference this year, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, we thought last year was pretty weak, and somehow it did get worse this year. So I guess I don't want to say never, but you're right. You lost Jason Tatum in the last game of his season last year for the rest of the year, and the same thing happened for Tyrese Halliburton, which you probably have a real argument that those were the two best players in the Eastern Conference last year.
Yes, I would
And
agree
they
with
both
that.
tore their Achilles
Yeah.
in the last games of their seasons.
And
missed basically the entire
And
year.
both teams put their progress on pause. I mean, Boston had a good record, as we talked about, but they got rid of all their players, not named Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. They weren't expecting to be any good, and the East was so bad they were, second place? What did they finish? Second place in the East?
Yeah. No,
Jeez.
third. I think they were
Third?
behind the Knicks.
Something like that.
Maybe they were second. I can't remember now. Not that it really matters.
Like that?
The Cavaliers appear to be having Evan Mobley play point guard right now. I'm not kidding. Interesting wrinkle. Anyways, so if this
We
doesn't
got a wrong
work
foot
out,
them, Ben. I kind of like it.
no, it doesn't. Yeah, they're like trying to bring the bigs out of the paint, and that's going to open up the rest. I get it. I get what they're doing. It's kind of fun. But if that happens, yeah. So the reason I'm a little intrigued by the Donovan trade is that kind of the talk has always been, well, can you move Evan Mobley? Can you swap out Evan Mobley for Giannis? But maybe it makes more sense to keep Evan Mobley and just go really big front court. Have two really dynamic front court defensive players, which I think is what the Jazz are trying to do with Walker, assuming he gets better defensively, and Jaren, who's a former defensive player of the year. So that probably has more legacy on the line than whatever happens with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like you said, Rudy's been there twice already. That was a good trade for Minnesota. That was the right move. They would not be better by having held on to Walker Kessler in these draft picks.
Well, they traded. They made the trade at the wrong time. They paid more than the market was askew when that trade was made.
It hadn't been set.
Yeah,
And they set a very weird market.
Yeah, because what was the trade right before Rudolph? That was ridiculous. That kind of set where it was. Oh, why am I? Don't
Was it
bring
Paul George?
No, it was not. It was not Paul George.
No, Mikal Bridges was after.
Mikal Bridges was definitely after. But there was a big trade before that. I shouldn't have brought it up. Apologies. But the market, when they made the trade for Rudy in particular, but also Donovan, was
Out of whack.
Way out of whack.
Yeah.
And Rudy, if you remember, was the only player that was really available that could accomplish what they wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray, yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, the market was really weird.
It was screwy.
Because now, who were we talking about yesterday? Were you saying that even if they get traded, it would be way less than the Rudy Haul? And it wasn't Giannis. Who
No, it wasn't
were we
Giannis.
talking about?
But regardless.
I shouldn't bring all this stuff up. I don't know. Apologies.
No, regardless, because you're right. It's funny how this happens, where someone sets a crazy market, which I think the Jazz did for both Rudy and Donovan, and everyone, the response to that is everyone really tightens up. Everyone really clenches their wallet and tightens their belt and is not going to give away all these draft picks or all these players. And then inevitably somebody resets a crazy market, which the Knicks did with Mikal Bridges by giving up 6 first-round draft picks for a non-All-Star. And then the Magic jump on board and are like, yeah, we'll give up 4 picks for Desmond Bane. Yeah. Sure. And now everyone's going to say, oh, you can't afford to do that. And so Giannis is going to be harder to trade. No one's giving up anything for John Morant. Nobody gave up anything for Trae Young. And I don't know if those players are even as valuable as a Desmond Bane, but once you way overpay, everybody reacts, and the Jazz just got out in front of it.
The Jazz got Jaren Jackson Jr. at a pretty decent rate.
Yeah, pretty decent rate.
Yeah. If Jaren Jackson Jr. was moved 2 years ago, I believe he would have netted a lot more in return
I think you're right.
For Memphis. And the fact that they were kind of pushed into it didn't help them either. But no, I don't think Minnesota, to bring it back full circle, I don't think Minnesota regrets the Rudy trade. They might regret when it happened. Kind of like buying a tank of gas right now as opposed to a tank of gas a year ago.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how it is.
Filling up right now, tough. But they felt like they had to do it. I don't think they had to do the Rudy trade. They probably could have waited. But Rudy has not disappointed. He won another Defensive Player of the Year award there. He's been on several all-defensive teams. And they've made back-to-back conference finals.
Punch slow-mo, which was pretty cool.
Punch slow-mo, which was funny. So, yeah, there's been
wait, or did
least
slow-mo,
eventful.
Or did slow-mo punch him? No, he punched slow-mo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you remember Jaden McDaniels that same game got kicked out and punched the wall and broke his hand.
That's right.
Pretty catastrophic run for Minnesota. They figured it out a little bit.
But no, it's worked. I think Rudy has been a better fit than Julius Randle.
He's yielded more victory, success than Donovan by being a major part of a team that made the conference finals, and Donovan hasn't delivered that. Now, maybe he does tonight. Maybe it feels like it was all worth it. But it's crazy that was 4 years ago. It's crazy that if Donovan wins tonight with the Cavaliers and they get there, it took 4 years for that trade to kind of reach what I think would be its peak. Because I don't think they're going to beat the Knicks in the next round. They could, but I don't think they're going to. And then again, we've said this just kind of keeps getting a little bit worse every offseason, a little bit worse every offseason. And while you say, how is that true if they're making it further than they have? It's because, like you mentioned, the East has just been so bad this year.
I can't wait till James Harden feeds it to the Knicks and the Cavs go to the finals, and you have to eat all those words about
I would love for
James Harden and
bing,
all
bang.
that love for the Knicks.
I would love for you to have to fall in love with James Harden. I would love for you to have to celebrate James Harden at this point in his career. I feel pretty safe that the Knicks will not be losing to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, I can't wait till it happens. I'll jump on. Even me, I'm jumping on the James
You're
Harden
getting a Harden jersey.
I'm going to do it if they beat your Knicks.
Yeah, maybe. I don't expect it to. But, yeah, this would be funny if this ends up being the peak 4 years later. That took a little while. It took longer than I expected. I thought their first couple of years would be their best.
No, honestly, I want to see Detroit play the Knicks because at some point, Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to play tough.
I don't know. Jalen Duren's not playing well. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe
Duren's
Jalen Duren will let him do whatever he wants to do.
Duren's going to figure it out.
I hope so. Couldn't figure out, not Martell Webster. What's his name? Angel Reese's new boyfriend.
Oh, Wendell Carter?
Wendell Carter. Couldn't figure out Wendell Carter.
Man, Angel. Bitter. Move on, Angel. It's cool.
So, I don't know. Fun games. I'm glad
Did you
there's some games
see
tonight.
Cooper Flagg is dating a former Duke basketball player? I should know her name off the top of my head. and I do
I
not.
think it's current. I
Dating.
think she's still a 10.
Is she still at Duke?
He's dating Andre Roberson's sister. Now, Andre Roberson's a former Oklahoma City Thunder member, and he is relevant locally because do you know who else his other sister dated?
Huh.
Has a child with Jordan Clarkson.
Oh.
That's who Jordan's daughter is with. Another Andre Roberson sister.
Well-
Andre Roberson and Jordan Clarkson were best friends growing up.
Apparently, Cooper Flagg's girlfriend is 6'3".
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Flagg is 6'8", 6'9". Man, those kids are going to be tall. Those kids are going to be like 7'5".
Good players. I expect those
You
to
would
be some
think
good
so.
basketball players.
Now, I anticipated Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf's kid to be basically winning U.S. Opens by now, and apparently their son, I think they have a son and a daughter. I guess they're not that into tennis. It would be super disappointing if this kid was not into basketball. If they have a kid, by the way, they're not expecting.
Ari Roberson.
Ari Roberson.
I think Jordan Clarkson's girlfriend was Ashley, if I remember correctly. Neither here nor there. I remember Andre Karolinko came back for the 50th anniversary team last year. Not this season, but 2 seasons ago. And his son, Fedor, Fedor, like Theodore, but Russian. I was like, oh, is this going to be like a lanky basketball player? And he's like, no, coffee shop, cigarette in the mouth, hipster. I was like, oh, yeah, not everyone does what their dad does. Makes sense.
Typical Russian.
I mean, you could say Andre was a typical Russian as well. But, yeah, the son, more of the European look, I guess.
Andre had a weird back tattoo.
Yeah, he got the World of Warcraft tattoo.
It wasn't the World of Warcraft, though.
Wasn't it?
Uh-uh.
Wasn't it a big World of Warcraft dragon?
No, that was just the joke.
Oh, okay. I really thought it was actually World of Warcraft.
It was just, that was the joke when it came out.
Okay.
I don't think Andre was playing World of Warcraft now.
That was like his whole thing. He was like a legit video game dude. That was part of the problem. Was that he was a gamer. It was inspired by his love for World of Warcraft. It's like that was exactly the problem. It's like getting Yoshi tattooed on your back. It's a bad sign.
Who was it that it got? Oh, it was Kyler Murray, who they wrote into his contract specifically that he had to take a break from video games.
And it sounds like. Oh, okay. I was wondering if Andre got it removed because there's some photos of it where it lightened up. I just think it lightened up over time. Yeah, Kyler Murray, famously, just like James Harden after certain cities with certain clubs, Kyler Murray, they tracked when Call of Duty would come out, and his performance after Call of Duty came out was always horrendous because the theory was he was up all night or all week playing Call of Duty.
Stay tuned. More Jake and Ben coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car is gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains May 15th through the 28th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Your vehicle doesn't just get you from here to there. It's a bridge to the people and places that matter most. It's how you show up for your family, your community, and everyone else that depends on you. That's why for 125 years, Firestone has been building tires with one thing in mind: to deliver products that are as reliable as you are. Firestone, always dependable since 1900.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope, she bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Ever notice how life's best stories don't happen in your living room? They happen on the open road, out on the water, or parked under the stars. At Progressive, they get that you want to focus on the experience, not worry about the what-ifs. That's why they offer quality insurance designed for your ride, whether that's a boat, RV, or motorcycle. Adventure with confidence. Visit Progressive.com and see how easy it is to protect your favorite way to get away. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in D.C. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. My daughter has her last soccer game this weekend, Ben. Mm-hmm. And she's going to be playing goalie for at least half of it. And her playing goalie makes me so nervous.
It's like me listening to the guy not know Lawrence Fishburne versus Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, it makes me so nervous. I can't even enjoy it. So would it be a bad dad move if I, I don't know, took a walk?
Didn't support your kid? Yeah.
See, I want to avoid that.
What part makes you nervous?
I don't know.
Her allowing goals or her getting hit with the ball?
It's not really hit with the ball.
Okay, you don't want to see the ball go past her and allow a goal.
I just remember how I felt when I was the last line of defense for anything. And I was just a basket case, right? She's fine. She kind of likes it, actually. And her team thinks she's pretty good. It just makes me nervous.
How big's the goal? It's just one of those little fold-out ones?
No. It's a little
like a
bigger
real
than
goal.
that.
Okay.
It's not quite a real goal, but
it's not an MLS. But
no, it's not quite a real goal, but it's not one of the
little fold,
the little teeny ones.
Okay.
So anyway, last game she really played well. So
great.
But I'm already nervous about it.
You know what? As you've said, though, there's just nothing better than life lessons that you get with youth sports.
That is really true.
Really, you learn a lot. And the nice thing is, honestly, for her, she's not nervous about it.
No.
And if she was at one point, she's gotten over it and she likes it. And that's what she'll take from it. She won't remember the goal she gave up.
Because I've had a bad dad soccer season. No, I really have. This is really terrible. So she, at the beginning of the year, she started complaining about her ankles and feet hurting. Like after every practice and after every game. And I'm going, you're 9.
Yeah.
Why you're way too young to be complaining about sore ankles
tough it out.
after every. No, not tough it out. I more thought
Rub
like
some dirt on it.
I thought, okay, something's wrong. I took her to the doctor. To say, hey, what's going on? She should be able to practice without her. And the doctor goes, have you tried switching out her cleats?
Hadn't thought about it.
And I thought, you mean the brand new cleats we bought her right before the season?
Yeah.
You mean the first thing I should have thought of when she came to me and was complaining about sore ankles and sore feet? You mean that?
And it worked?
So I got her some new cleats halfway through the year, and she's fine.
Great. Well, at least you solved it.
2 months too late.
Visit. Yeah, after you went to the
Sans doctor visit.
Specialist. Yeah, the podiatrist.
It's like going into the doctor and being like, my nose is running. And she's like, have you tried blowing it?
Yeah. Why do you keep eating all the chili peppers?
Right. I just
thought about that.
In all honesty, I felt like such a crappy dad. And the doctor, and you and I both used the same pediatrician, coincidentally. Oh, actually, not coincidentally. I think you recommended her to us, if memory serves, who's wonderful.
Yeah.
But she had to look at me like I was an idiot. Like here I am thinking she's got like tendon problems or something. She's like,
she texted Ben and said, who's this bozo?
Who's this guy? Why'd you send him my way?
Who's this idiot?
Stop recommending your friends.
Have you tried different cleats? No, doctor. I haven't tried different cleats. We'll get right on that. Thank you.
That's what she went to medical school for.
Yeah. Point out obvious things. Because I did. I bought her new cleats right before, and then all of a sudden she's complaining about it. Anyway,
solved it.
So I've had a bad dad soccer season that, thank goodness, is coming to an end. Ben, 23-22 right now, currently. The Cavaliers lead the Pistons with about a minute to go in the first quarter.
How many teams in the Western Conference do you think would trade their position right now for the Utah Jazz? Because the Jazz, to reset, I don't think
Going
it's that hard
into
to.
next year.
I think people are pretty optimistic about Keontae George. Jazz certainly really like him. If you think it's real or not, the production, I think I would listen to a debate on it. But the Jazz are certainly in on Keontae, it seems like. I think they really like Ace. Like Will Hardy really likes Ace. Lowry's obviously great. Jaren is very exciting. I think they're going to bring Walker back. Got some okay players coming off the bench. Still curious to see what Bryce or Flip or Cody Williams can turn into. But then now, most importantly, now you have this number 2 overall pick. It's a really advantageous spot to be in. It's a nice spot. I'm curious how good of a spot compared to maybe some of the other teams in the West. Not meaning are they going to win more games than these teams.
Trade rosters?
Because a couple of years ago, Matt Ishbia said there's only 3 teams in the league would trade rosters with us. And obviously that was insane.
Would not trade
rosters. Yes. Only 3 teams would not trade rosters with us. And I think he was alluding to the Celtics, the Spurs, and the Thunder, which obviously was insane. I'm curious how many teams would trade spots with the Jazz.
Here you go. Oklahoma City, no.
No.
San Antonio, no.
No.
Denver, no. The Lakers?
Yes. No, they've got Luka. They really like guys like Luka.
If it were me, the answer might be yes.
Uh-huh.
But if you were asking the Lakers, I would say no.
They're going to be weird going into the season next year with Luka and AR and maybe a dinosaur LeBron.
Well, if AR's on the team.
I think that he's going to be their only choice. And I think...
But he's a free agent.
He is an unrestricted free agent. I just don't know if anyone else is going to pay him. Maybe Chicago or Brooklyn comes after him.
I know I wouldn't want to stand there and watch Luka play basketball.
Sure.
But maybe
Very
AR's
possible.
into that. But I think the Lakers probably, they would say no because of the Doncic. Rockets? Yes.
Would trade with the Jazz? I kind of think they might. This whole KD thing is really awkward.
Yeah, again, love Şengün, not the perfect player.
Amen Thompson's pretty interesting.
They don't have a point guard, and the point guard they do have is an injured geezer.
Yeah, he's old and he's coming off of a devastating knee injury.
T-Wolves? No.
No?
Portland, yes.
I think Portland, yes.
Phoenix?
Yes.
Clippers?
Yes.
Golden State?
There's a chance Golden State could get Giannis and would say no.
No, we're talking about presently constituted.
Dinosaur Golden State would probably say no, but they should absolutely say yes.
I would throw a yes on there. I think their future is bleak. They were only 37 and 45 this year.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler coming back isn't going to do anything for you.
I totally agree.
And then the rest, like the Pelicans, yes. Dallas,
maybe
no.
is interesting. Yeah,
Memphis,
Dallas
yes.
has
Sacramento,
Cooper.
yes.
Dallas has Cooper and nothing else. It's really weird. Like Kyrie's going to come back, and you're probably got to trade him for something.
Yeah, but Cooper's potential
is better than anything the Jazz have.
Anything the Jazz have, yeah.
But I do think you hope that number 2 player, that number 2 pick that you get by the end of his rookie season, looks like he's on par with Cooper Fleck. I mean, I think that's kind of how people are. I mean, obviously, it's how you're optimistic about the draft.
But I don't really know what's real with Cooper either.
Yeah.
Because people are pointing to those 50-point games, or game, right? And I'm not counting that.
Yeah, it was the end of the season. He was trying to steal a Rookie of the Year award, and he did.
And on a terrible team that wasn't trying to win.
So it's not like all but 2 teams in the West would trade spots with the Jazz, despite the fact that I think the Jazz should be extraordinarily optimistic about where they are. A lot of teams would kill to have the positioning that the Jazz have right now, but I don't think it's half of the West would give up on what they have.
I mean, I enjoy the exercise, but Denver wouldn't do it because they have Jokic, and the Jazz don't have a player that's in that stratosphere.
No.
Not yet.
But they might trade the rest of their roster.
The rest of Denver's team is garbage.
Yeah, if you were to take the exercise here could be if you took the top player out of the conversation, including the Jazz's top player, whether you think that's Jaren or Lowry, and then reran this process, how many teams, the number would go up.
I wouldn't. So Denver would be a no, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Jazz had a better record than Denver next year.
Yeah, it's possible.
Absolutely, it's possible. Yeah. The Lakers might be a no. I would bet the Jazz have a better record than the Lakers. Now, again, who knows who's going to be on the Lakers team, but...
Yeah, certainly possible.
So in Minnesota, they have Anthony Edwards, and that's better than anybody the Jazz have. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Jazz had a better record than the T-Wolves next year.
This could be setting up, I guess, the conversation that we run into with the Jazz for the next few years, and I will be curious. It's why I do think this number 2 overall pick obviously has a lot of value to the Jazz and is potentially very important. Because if we find ourselves in 2 or 3 years, A, employed, and B, talking about the problem with the Jazz. It might be, well, they don't have a Jokic, or but they don't have an Anthony Edwards, or but they don't have a Wemby, or but they don't have a Shea, or but they don't have a Cooper Flagg. There's a lot of teams that do have that player who might be better than the Jazz's best player, and I guess that could hold you back. And there's also a debate that you look at the Indiana Pacers, they didn't have a top 10 player on their roster last year, and they made the finals. That may not be what's winning you championships anymore. Having the best guy may not be the most important thing. It may be a roster thing. It may be a depth thing that is helping.
Did I miss this breaking news? Steve Kerr officially coming back?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Was that was it yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
It's the top story on ESPN, and they just said it was breaking like 45 minutes ago.
No, that came out at least a day ago. Yeah, 2 years.
That's a mistake for Steve Kerr.
I like the headline at ESPN. This is from their article yesterday. It says, Steve Kerr had nothing left to prove, but at a crossroads in his career, facing down the pains of his past convinced him he had everything left to play for.
God, our writer's just terrible.
First of all, I think that's AI, honestly, the way that reads.
But listen to that.
Like
listen to that flowery language.
But
Are
also,
you kidding me? The reason Steve Kerr came back is because he's making $10 million a year.
Least, yeah, I was going to say $30 million is the reason he's coming back.
Yeah.
They're giving him 2 years and $14 million.
Or whatever it is. That's the reason he's coming back, is because he makes a lot of money.
Yeah, he has 11 championship rings or whatever it is, 10 across his career with the Bulls, the Spurs, and now the Warriors. Now he's building out a fifth wing on his fourth house.
Why does the sports media project so much? I mean, all this gross, flowery stuff about proving this and that is just
Steve Kerr had nothing left to prove. But at a crossroads in his career, facing down the pains of his past convinced him he had everything left to play for. What? No.
Steve Kerr wanted to make
sweet.
Steve Kerr wanted to make $30 million more off of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And his reputation.
He's got a great gig. They don't have to win. Someone gave him a $30 million extension after winning 37 games last year. He's reached the mountaintop, and I don't mean the mountaintop of having won a title. I mean, he's writing his own checks. That's where you try to get as a coach. That's where you try to get anywhere in life. That's why he's coming back.
And he didn't even have to be a consultant for a team first.
He loves living in the Bay and watching Steph Curry play the way everyone likes watching Steph Curry play, but now he does it without the expectation of having to win. He gets to experience the twilight. He's coaching the way Kobe finished his career, the way Dirk Nowitzki finished his career. You get to do whatever you want. We're just happy to have you around.
I thought for sure Kerr wouldn't be back because that would be their like excuse for doing something to get better. You know what I mean? Like the Warriors could only do so much because they're capped out and they're paying Draymond Green too much and all this stuff. And so I thought they'd swap out the coach to at least say like, hey,
we did something.
This
does make me wonder if Draymond's more likely to move.
Because Draymond's been
kind of harping on him.
Well, he just said that Steve Kerr's limited his career.
Held
or something.
Held
him back. Okay.
First ballot Hall of Famer, maybe.
He shouldn't even be a first ballot Hall of Famer,
but he will be. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm honestly curious if he's
in the
back.
same way Craig Hodges is a first team Hall of Famer. He's got the titles.
He's got some titles. Yeah, Robert Horry never made it. Got a lot of titles.
Made bigger shots than Draymond.
Yeah, not as good a player, but
I don't know.
For a long time.
He was a good player.
If you were to swap out Draymond Green for Robert Horry, how much different would it be?
Well, they play different positions. That's the hard part.
But probably not a lot different because Steph Curry and Klay Thompson were pretty darn good.
We're pretty good. Stay tuned. We'll have more Jake and Ben coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Not only do these guys give you the best Jazz coverage in the market, they've got you covered with the Mammoth, the Cougars, the Utes, and the Aggies. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Two amigos on the airwaves, talking sports. They got him made Jake's and also loves his tie-dye. Ben's got style with his scarf. Oh my.
This message is for Jake and Ben, and maybe Christian if he's popping around too. As a podcast absorber from the future, I usually enjoy listening to the show in the evening at the gym, but with the new format, the new hour time slot, I've had to change my routine. Now I listen to it in the morning on my way to work, and while I'm in the office. It's been quite an adjustment, but my favorite part is getting to listen to your guys' analysis and predictions and takes after the events of such analysis has happened. The NBA Finals is way more enjoyable when you get to listen to people predict the game after the game. So keep up the good work. You guys are shooting maybe 50-50, so there's some room for improvement, which I have no doubt you'll completely ignore. But thank you and keep up.
This message is for Jake and Ben. This is Zach from Ohio, and this time I'm actually listening live. So, Jake, hot tip from the pros. If you want to learn how to sing or have better pitch, a trick you can do is you plug one ear. Now, you can either do that with your finger or just like get an earplug into it, but that makes it so you can hear yourself better, but also hear the music, and it makes it easier for you to match the tones. If you can do that and get past it, you'll be singing in no time.
Yes, thank you, Zachary. And I usually a friend from the future, Zachary, listening live. So shout out.
Is that why people do that? Sometimes you'll see someone put a finger in their mouth. Like I see Mariah Carey doing it. I'm like, oh, is she trying to find it? That makes total sense.
Earpiece
they also have the
usually,
earpiece in, and they might be just trying to plug that in. But maybe once the earpiece is out, they do it so they can hear both. Zach.
Shout out to Zachary.
Dr. Zach.
Right?
Dr. Zach. No, Ebb is the actor.
Ebb
from Ogden.
is the actor, yes.
Ebb. We were at Beehive Meals yesterday, bro.
Where are you?
Where were you, pal?
And then Jared, thank you for still listening. Sorry we had to alter your routine. And yes, I bet it is hilarious to hear how wrong we are.
I do
after it takes place. That's really funny.
I'm amazed that people listen on the podcast for that reason, because the reason we do the show daily is because we're talking about what's happening that day. Usually. It's not all evergreen content. Certainly some of it is, but a lot of it is like what's happening with the Cavs game tonight. Mm-hmm. So thank you to everyone who absorbs this, however you do it, future or otherwise.
Yeah, it is the strength of sports radio is people tune in to the radio because they want to hear what's going on now.
Up to the minute, live.
But it is nice that it does translate to podcasting. And, when we're wrong, Jared, just ignore it. And when we're right, just remember how smart we are.
Hey, man, if we're doing 50-50, I feel pretty good about that. I don't do most things in my life half right.
Okay.
So if my predictions on this radio are half right, I feel great about myself.
See, I don't.
I can't tie both of my shoes correctly, and each time I sit down.
But see, in my brain, I'm like a 99-1 right to wrong.
You think that?
And hearing,
it's like hearing yourself sing well.
Hear 50-50 is a little bit.
It's not what anyone else hears.
That's a little bit of a blow.
Okay.
That's what our guy Russ said. Jake thinks he's always right.
I know.
No, he said Jake
I'm
thinks
the smartest
he's the
guy in the room, and that is true. But I can't do anything about it.
Russ sent a company-wide email to us.
To everyone.
To everyone at KSL.
Complaining about me.
Jake guy thinks he knows everything.
And he's always yelling and calling everybody a bozo.
Added him on Twitter. Not sent it, put him on blast for the whole company. That was amazing.
What a day.
Old Rusty. Pistons up 38-27 on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Awesome.
27 points, 15 minutes into the game. Not great for Cleveland. That's an issue.
Stay tuned. More Jake and Ben coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains May 15th through the 28th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone.